Morning and welcome to Vlogmas day 16. This is the last Saturday before Christmas, which means that it is time for our third big traditional family Christmas lunch. We are going to Peter's mom's today and it's gonna be loads of fun, I think. It usually is. But I have a chance to have a quiet morning, which is a good thing. Because we did have a wonderful time last night with our friends. So much so that we couldn't end it. And we were in bed by, I think, 2:30, almost 3 o'clock. So I am really enjoying a slow, cozy morning in my PJs with my Christmas tea and my knitting in just a second. I'm gonna open up my advents first before I start knitting. I am gonna start with Dragon Horde yarn and Yarn Cafe Creations. This is a Dragon Horde yarn day 16. So I have really been loving this advent. It's been fun. Every time I have opened a new day, I've been like, oh, is Isabella going to be able to guess this? So, ooh, we're into a very, very, very purple. That is so purple. The camera is even struggling with it. Let's see, it's beautiful. See, this is an example of a color that I would never buy. Like, I'm not a purple person. But looking at it, it's pretty. And I'm looking forward to putting this into Isabella's blanket. It is Potter Watch. This is one of the ones that I think, she's probably not gonna guess. I am gonna see Isabella today. She will come to the Christmas lunch as well. So I think I'm gonna bring some of those where I'm like, she will guess that, or she has a chance of guessing that. I'm gonna bring some of those because it was a lot of fun the last time we did it. And she has been talking about, Grandma, we need to do that again. So maybe I'll bring her dad for this because he's able to give much better clues than me. Plus, that boy, photographic memory. You show him something once and he remembers. So he read the Harry Potter book back when they first came out. He loved those books. He was waiting for them to come out. Some of them, he couldn't even wait for them to be translated into Danish. He would just buy the English version and struggle through it. But, well, I'm sure he learned a lot in the process and he did enjoy the books. So he's going to be able to give her much better clues than I am. Maybe he will be able to guess this. I am going to sort through them and bring some of them for sure. It's not going to be easy to choose, but I'll figure something out. I, of course, also have to Pia from Pia A Little Angel today. Aww. I really like these little bags. I just got them off Amazon with the tags in there as well. Yeah. They're so cute, so I'm definitely saving them so I can make myself an advent next year too. It's been a lot of fun. And here comes, ooh, this is something I dyed myself to in a colorway where I was like, why am I making that? But this is actually a colorway that I created in Italy. I wanted to make some colors inspired by the stones that our house is built of. So I made a gray colorway that really looks like the stones with a little moss on them. And then I made this one because some of the stone has a little bit of iron in them that will then pull out and color little streaks of the stone red. So, this is definitely going into the blanket. God knows when. I did not work on the blanket yesterday at all, but then again, the day before that, I did a lot. So I'm not going to be able to work on it today either. I was going to say I'm not going to bring that, but you know what? I am. I want to crochet. I don't want to work on my sock. I mean, a sock is fine, but my heart is not feeling socky. I'm actually going to bring the whole basket. I did the other day as well, and that worked out beautifully. I'm going to work on this today, and I'm going to get that color in there. Last, we have Camajo knits. So, day 16. And I'm pretty excited because what I have right now, color-wise, are these. So, what's going to come? What is going to be the first color on my sleeves? Am I just holding for it now? That's going to be quite interesting because maybe it's going to be like a yellowish color. I'll go with these. There's a lot of yellow in the green one here. Or is it going to be a gray that will go with these? Is it going to be something that will go with this? You see, there is a way to find out. I can just open this instead of sitting here contemplating it. But yeah, I am so excited for this add-in from Camajo Knits. I really love the colors. It has been fun. As soon as I saw how the two first versions of the color work was working up, with these two distinct colors, it became really interesting to see, oh, can I keep doing that? And so far, I have been able to do that. I'm going to finish that ribbing while I edit yesterday's Vlogmas. It's crazy I haven't finished it yet. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, do you hear me being happy now? This is, I mean, this is so what I'm going with on my sleeves. The first color work section on my sleeves. That is so going to be these three. Wow. This might even be my favorite color yet in this advent. It's so pretty. Oh, wow. Camilla, you did so good. I'm doing a terrible job showing it. I think the camera is struggling a little bit because there is not too much light here. But I really hope that you're able to see the amazing detail in this yarn. Wow. So pretty. Now I definitely need to finish the ribbing on that hyacinth so that I can get started on the sleeves. Oh, that is going to be so interesting. I don't know that I'm going to be able to, yeah, maybe tomorrow night I'm going to be able to start the sleeves. Tomorrow I am going out. I am meeting up with a lot of knitting friends here in Denmark. We're meeting up in Roskilde, not far from here, on a cafe. It's something that I started doing together with another Danish podcaster, Tina. And a lot of people would show up and we would just have these wonderful afternoons, typically a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon, where we would just pop into that cafe, sit and knit and chat and look at each other's knitting. It's just been so great. And now a third podcaster friend who usually lives out in Australia, Jane, who has the Mindful Making podcast. She's in Denmark for Christmas. So we decided to also invite her so that the three of us would get together, and everyone who wanted to come join us are so welcome. I am so looking forward to that. But that's not the occasion where I'm going to bring my hyacinth and sit and start working on the sleeves, because I want to be there. I want to talk with people. So what I am bringing tomorrow is the hat that I cast on yesterday. I cast on 3 times. First, I wanted to do a tubular cast on and then a 1x1 ribbing hat. And it looked so pretty, but then when I had knit a couple of centimeters, I was like, didn't Peter just tell you that if you were going to knit a hat for your brother, it should not be ribbing, it should be stockinette, because that is the best. So ripped it out. Cast on and stockinette stitch, same amount of stitches, which was of course too many, because stockinette stitch has a much larger gauge than ribbing. Rip that out, cast on again, and finally, it is working out. So look at the beautiful hat. And the camera is gonna struggle so much now because this is black. I am making the Knitting School's hat, which is one of my own patterns that is available in Danish and in English. And it is cute, tooting my own horn. It's gonna happen. It is such a clever construction. You just knit a long tube and stockinette stitch, and then you do some decreases for the crown. And then you start folding it in such a clever way that you end up with 3 layers of fabric over your ears and only stockinette stitch showing. No abrupt changes between stockinette stitch and reversed stockinette stitch, because a lot of hats that are constructed that way, they're meant to not show the transition from the reversed stockinette to the stockinette stitch. I just see a lot of them actually, when they're in use, it'll show, and I don't care for that. I like it, this construction. And the first time you fold it, you're like, this is weird, this is crazy. But you know what? It's working. I'm not using the same stitch count because I'm using a lot heavier yarn, heavier needles. The yarn that I am using, I have no idea what it is. It's a vintage collection, vintage yarn collection, since I am avoiding the word stash. I mean, deep stash, that would make me feel like, oh, I should have worked with this before, but my yarn collection is not craving to be used. My yarn collection never asks any questions. It never says no. My yarn collection is my good friend. But yeah, this is vintage yarn collection. I have no idea what it is. I think it's a wool acrylic blend, just from feeling it. And I am holding it together with some wool of the Andes worsted, just in the black color. And that's a lot of yarn, because the wool of the Andes is, yeah, a worsted weight, and the other one is even heavier. So I am getting a really chunky hat. Peter is a big guy with a big head, and I only have 76 stitches, and that's gonna fit him perfectly. It's gonna be too big for me, but I'm not knitting it for me. I'm knitting it for him. So that's what I'm gonna bring tomorrow so that I can just go around and around and not having to pay any attention to my knitting. I'm probably just gonna pop in before I leave, just to show you that I finished the ribbing on my hyacinth as I was editing. It is gonna happen. I am ready to go. Well, I should be ready to go. It's about time. I am wearing today my perfect little cardigan. Remember the one that I took off the blocking mats the other day? It just has such a wonderful fit. It's just perfect. It's gonna stay like this. It's not gonna slide over my shoulders or make me sit and fiddle with my clothes all day, because I really hate that. I did not put in the buttons on this one. So instead I added a belt, a leopard belt, because leopard is a neutral that goes with everything. It definitely goes with my perfect little cardigan. I think I said this morning that I was gonna pop in and show you the progress on my hyacinth. I actually think I said I would pop in and show you that I finished the body of my hyacinth, which is not what happened. I am nowhere near finished. Oh, I mean, nowhere near finished. I maybe have, what, 3 centimeters, an inch more to go, something like that. But that is not going to be today, which is a bummer. I would have wanted to finish it this morning, but there was no way that I could. I'm just going to wait for some alone at home knitting time to finish this and to get the sleeves started, because I am really excited to get started on the sleeves. But yeah, nothing much to show. I have packed up my granny stripe blanket. I am bringing that. It's such a portable little project. You know what? I only have to carry it to the car, and from the car, I'll be fine. So I'm gonna go to the Christmas lunch, and I will see you later.
Come on in, come on up, come on over for the merriest time of year. Come on up, come on in, get together for a good time, smile my dear. Come on in, come on up, come on over, we'll be dancing round the tree. So let us have a swinging Christmas, just like 1, 2, 3. We know the time is short, we blink and then I'm not wasting any dreams this Christmas. I've made my wish upon that star.